Brother Lucian Oros. Is that your real name? No, I dig it, man. Is that probably, I'm suspect that that's some sort of like spiritual, like how I can't see. I'm driving and YouTubing. Oh my gosh, he's lost his mind. That's right. Lost my mind in love, which I call Jesus. Because I'm a Christian. That's the way, that's where my root goes. And I honor my root, but I'm very open and accepting to anything else as long as there's love. As long as it's virtuous, lovely, good report, or praiseworthy, I seek after these things. I hope all things, I believe all things. I have endured many things, and I hope to be able to endure all things. If there be anything virtuous, lovely, or of good report, or praiseworthy, I seek after these things. Hallelujah. I think hallelujah means like God is with us or something like that. It's like Hebrew for something like that. Yeah, dude, I'm hardcore Christian. I freaking love it. Oh, it feels so good to actually be alive. I've been, Christian my whole life, right? But I've been really getting deep on it just these past months. And it's so cool because he's been teaching me. He's like, dude, basically what you shared in your video, he's like awakening me to all that stuff. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. You don't care if I like the Buddha? Of course I don't care if you like the Buddha. It's all those kind of thoughts. But here's the thing I want you to do, Aaron. I just want you to follow me and do what I say. I'll put it in your heart. Oh, really? Yep. And that's kind of how it's been for me. So I'm really grateful I met you through that Jordan Peterson, post or whatever. I'm a Jordan Peterson. I like him and I don't like Jordan Peterson because he's so cranky. He's not very focused on love sometimes, I've noticed. You know what I mean? And bless his heart, he's a good man, but he's so like caught up in the contention. It's like, dude, freaking let go. Who cares about the woke? What does he always say? He's so crazy. I was even thinking about this the other day. I was like, what happens if the woke take over the world? I was like, I'll wear a dress. I don't care. I can have pronouns, whatever, And then I was like, well, I won't let guys stick it in my butt. I'm sorry. That's where I draw the line. I'm pretty straight, you know what I mean? And I don't know if you're gay or whatever, but if you are, no offense. I don't think you are, but what do I know? How dare I culturally appropriate you, sexually appropriate you, because I'm a misogynistic cis white male. That's what it's called, right? How dare I, the cis white male? Yeah, whatever. I'm a racist. Yeah, sure. Call me whatever you want. I don't give a flip. I am pretty conservative, but, I transcend that stuff. I'm a Christian, always Christian, love first. And kind of the whole point I was saying about the whole, if they took over, I'm going to use love and I'm going to be friends with all the, non-cis white males, or whatever you want to call, whatever they call themselves, transgenders. Heal me of my homophobia, transphobia, whatever fancy words. Dave Chappelle, he's so classic. He's all like, yeah, those trans people make up words so they can win arguments. It's like, yeah, they say all these crazy, like, what does that even mean? It means that you're a homophobic, heterosexual white man, middle-aged white man. I'm like, oh, okay. Fair enough. Sounds real. Yeah, it's just, we're so polarized, dude. And then, of course, you got the extreme right. He's like, they're all like, kill all of them. They're not like, kill all of them, but you know what I mean. It's just so ridiculous, man. I'm so tired of it. It's like, dude, just chill out, everybody. You can be some homo dude wearing dresses and, you don't get rid of free speech. That kind of sucks. I mean, I really hope you don't. It's like, just chill out, man. It's just there's a lot of evil going on. People are in darkness. But messages like what you shared, it's like, dude, you just gotta be full of love and like whatever. Love conquers all, Let's see, I wanted to say some stuff. I'm trying to think now. I got kind of carried away with the whole cis white male. What did I want to say? But yeah, I really appreciate meeting you. I was going to talk about how Jordan Peterson, he's kind of, I think I emphasized that enough. He's a little too cranky for my taste. But it's like, I wish he would just chill out a little bit. Just start loving his enemies like Jesus taught, right? Start loving on him, man. Get off Twitter. tripping out about the not beautiful. I don't care what you say. There's a thing with Sports Illustrated where he was tripping on that. But anyways, okay. What do I want to share? And I wish I could stop this thing and pause it and share with you, but they won't let me. Dang it. I'll have to do the thinking on camera. Okay, let me just imagine I'm thinking now. Okay. I want to say I'm sorry to hear about your mom. I know that's painful, especially how you guys were close. My mom and I weren't that close. She had bipolar disorder, so it was a very volatile life, and I was the oldest. But my heart actually says to share this. I actually had my mom visit me a few weeks ago, and we were able to heal some things. It was really, really profound. I also wanted to share about how corrupt our society is. Like, we're seriously so dumb and so dark. Like, when's the last time you heard someone say, my heart told me to do this? When's the last time you heard anybody talk about their heart? It's almost like embarrassing. Let's say follow your gut, or listen to your brain, of course. Oh, logic says this. But when's the last time you heard anybody say, like, dude, I listened to my heart and it told me this? It's like, what? What are you, some kind of pansy? Like, no, man, I'm freaking full of love, following the charity. Without charity, you're nothing, right? The Corinthians, what Paul told the Corinthians, chapter 13. Anyways, I guess I'll end it here because I can't think of much else to say. But brother, I really appreciate meeting you. My heart goes out to you with your mother's passing. Man, you lost your dad a couple years ago too. That's some hard stuff, bro. Like, I think you're a choice spirit. When I meet people that have had those struggles, especially when they're in the love like you are, well, it doesn't matter if you're in the love or not, but I think you're suffering well. You're turning to love and so forth, and that's the answer. The universe is going to shake you. It's going to shake you and me. It's going to humble us and break us, that we cry out to love, and through that we can help redeem the world, be a part of the warriors of light. I'm Christian, so I kind of think of the whole. I'm more Christian, but I'm Mormon, so I come from the Mormon. Oh yeah, I want to share a little bit. I was going to share a little bit about Joseph Smith, I guess. I was thinking about that, but I'm gonna end it here. So yeah, I'm a Mormon. Oh yeah, Joseph Smith talks a lot about that kind of stuff. That thing I told you about, praiseworthy, lovely, good report. That's Article of Faith number 13 from my faith tradition. We believe in being honest, true, chaste, benevolent, and virtuous, and doing good to all men. Indeed, you may say we follow the admonitions of Paul. We hope all things, we endure all things, we hope all things, we believe all things, we believe all things, we hope all things, we have endured many things, hope to be able to endure all things. If there be anything lovely, virtuous, good report, or praiseworthy, we seek after these things. Jesus has been having that in my mind quite a bit this past few days. It's just so true. Like, you believe all things. Like, that right there transcends Buddhism, transcends all religions. Like, yeah, I believe it. Sure, I mean, I unbelieve it too, of course, but through Christ, He's gonna teach me how to believe it. Oh, and I want to talk about perfection. So this is what Jesus has taught me. Ooh, I want to talk about discipline of play. Okay, discipline of play. So this is really interesting. So I'm an addict, freaking hardcore addict. I come from a very strict family, like you did, Like, my mom was freaking hardcore, man. Bipolar, very rigid. She joined the church, and she was very like, you must worship the church or you're going to go to hell, and kind of that kind of thing. Not exactly, but you know what I mean. I'm sure you feel me. She's very strict, and she's very she was broken. And she had a lot of, if my kids were naughty, then she was a naughty mother, a bad mother. And I was kind of a rebellious kid. I've had a lot of regret on that. But anyways, like I said, my mom and I have been chatting, and they're actually healing a lot of stuff. That was a crazy experience when she came and visited me, man. She was pissed. She came and started just scolding me and telling me how I'm messing up my life, and she's been trying to help me out, but I never listened. And I was like, I actually listened to her, and it was really beautiful. I actually heard angels in the background cheering. We kind of resolved our relationship. I believe in angels. Anyways, let's see. Discipline of play. So I struggle with addiction. all my life, because I've had so much shame. And Jesus has me on like healing. He's my therapist, and he has me on overdrive. And he told me, Aaron, I want you to be like a little child. I was like, oh yeah, I read that verse, meek, submissive, easily to be entreated, so forth. And he was like, well, yeah, I want you to do that, meek, submissive, easily to be entreated, but I want you to be playful and silly and goofy and those kind of things. I want you to double down on that. I was like, what? That's kind of unorthodox, Jesus. He's like, yeah, I don't care. I'm Jesus. I get to make the rules. Do what I say. And I was like, okay, boss, you got it. And so I became very playful. I'm kind of toning out now because he's telling me to be a little more reverent, because I got way silly, but it was so healing. And people around me were like, dude, but they're like, yeah, I'm inspired by your words, but you're like so unorthodox, But anyways, so that was really helpful, and that's a discipline of play. And I've learned 3 things from that. What you do is you play for me anyways, and everybody's different. Love talks to us all different. I'm a very playful soul, but I've been so broken from shame. So he's like, I want you to play your way through life, because that's how I created you. So I've been kind of being playful, and you see I talk fast and all this stuff because that's how Jesus has me roll. And then he says he wants me to turn, well, this just naturally started happening, is everything I do is like an art. Like I organize my desk, I try to make it look beautiful. He has me take the time rather than being stressed about my work. Oh, I gotta get this done, even if my boss is pressuring me, I still take the time to like make it look beautiful, And then he also wants me to make my story a Jesus story. So everything feedbacks right to him. And I can't tell you how much I love it, dude. It's peace that surpasseth all understanding. Proverbs 5 verse 3 or something like that. Maybe it's Proverbs 3 verse 5. That says, I'm not much of a doctrinaire, but I have a hard time remembering. But he's like, it's somewhere in Proverbs. If you want to find it, just start reading all Proverbs, and you'll find it in there. Oh snap, you just made someone read all Proverbs? Yeah, that's right. They got a lot of Jesus on that one. Anyways, says, acknowledge the Lord in all things, and lean not unto thy own understanding, and he shall direct thy paths. And he's mashed it up a little bit. What? Jesus mashed up the scriptures? Yeah, he had me read it a little differently. How dare you sinner? Well, take it up with my buddy Jesus, because he's the one that told me to do it this way. So basically the principle, the message he's taught me is, when we acknowledge him in all things, lean not into our own understanding, our own understanding, right? The brain space, but we acknowledge him and just let love guide us and start flowing, as I'm sure you're very into that consciousness of flow. Then he starts to direct our paths, and we just happen to be someplace, and we happen to do something, and it's just like, oh my gosh, everything unfolds, the spiritual unfolding, right? And the next thing you know, you have the peace. He gives you the peace that surpasseth all understanding. And oh my gosh, I rejoice in that. And it's not easy. There's plenty of shadow that comes out. There's plenty of anxiety, because I'm like, I'm at work. I'm like, I got to do a good job. And he's like, nope, you're going to go really slow today. You're going to sit there and goof off. Like, what? I'm goofing off? Not that I'm goofing off, but I'm going very slow. And I'm like, well, I got to get this done. And then my boss he's like, what are you doing, man? Aren't you going to get the job done? I'm like, I'm trying. And it's been an anxiety, but he flows me through it. He's like, and that keeps me humble and broken and crying out to him. So he loves that. So that's kind of the discipline of play. And then the Jesus story is acknowledging him in all things. So basically, we tell ourselves stories, right? Oh, I looked at porn again, or oh, whatever, I drank the beer, or whatever it is, Oh, Jesus is like, nah, you make sure your story talks about me. Oh, Jesus had me look at porn. What? He did not. Well, he permitted it. He allowed it to happen. Why did he allow it to happen? Because he wants me to be humble and meek. Oh, okay. So now all of a sudden I looked at porn, and it's not like, oh, I'm a wretched person. It's like, oh, this is it just shifts things a little bit. And then that shame is what controls addictions a lot, right? And so it's really interesting. So Jesus, got the green light on this. So I'm going to share a little bit about this, and I think I'm going to go. So Jesus had me get on TikTok. And I was on TikTok a while ago, but all the jiggling ladies with all their lady parts bouncing around really triggered me. And I was like, man. And so I struggled with that. And Jesus is like, nope, I want you on TikTok. And I was like, wait, but Jesus, all the jiggling ladies, they're gonna freaking, I'm gonna lose it. And he's like, nope, get on there and do it. Get on there, and he wants to start posting messages, and like I'm making friends and stuff. And he has me actually like getting crushes on girls, which is really interesting because I never really got crushes on girls as I was a kid because I was too full of shame and all sorts of weird crap. But he's pulling it out of me. But anyways, so check this out. So the other night I was freaking kind of lost it, freaking there's a girl and I masturbated to her and stuff and all that fun jazz. It's embarrassing, I know, uncomfortable to talk about, but I felt kind of bad about it. I know you probably don't even care about this stuff, I don't know. But anyways, it's where Jesus wants me to heal from that stuff, right? And if you're doing an addictive, I'm not saying masturbation's wrong. I'm just saying, Jesus is like saying, if you're addicted to it, that's the way you soothe yourself, and he wants me to be better, and then he's going to help me not have to be like, well, I got to jack off 10 times tonight or whatever because I'm feeling sad or whatever it is. Not that I do it that much, but it's weird, dude. Anyways, so I know I'm kind of embarrassed saying this stuff, but so I struggled with that, and I immediately started repenting and praying, hey, I'm sorry, I'm trying. And guess what he told me? He's like, you're doing good. I will heal you. You're gonna follow my directions. So basically, 3-day fast off of what's it called? Off of TikTok. So it's like he grounded me for 3 days. It's kind of how I've been telling my buddy Anson. Like, yeah, Jesus grounded me because I was naughty on TikTok. Because I'm being like a little child, right? And that's how children are. Like, mom grounded me again because I went to 7-Eleven and played the video games because that's what I used to do. And I got grounded for like almost a year straight because my mom was so strict. So Jesus is kind of strict with me because that's how I was raised, but he's strict with love, so it's kind of interesting. I joke around about how mean he is. You're so mean, Jesus, but I'll obey you. And he really is. Like, there's a lot of rigidity. But then as I walk through the exactness of following him, then things get softer, and I kind of prove myself worthy in a way. And all of a sudden, my heart's like a lot softer, and I'm like, oh, so you're a lot more chill. And also, I believe my mom's kind of in there talking too because she's trying to train me as when I was a kid, but I wouldn't listen to her. So she's getting her like a vengeance. But she wanted to teach me things and I wouldn't listen. She wasn't the best teacher, of course, because she was freaking bipolar and she'd snap on a dime, on a twig or whatever. But now, like she's actually in my mind's eye. I can see her smiling and stuff, and I'll ask her, "Hey, Mom, should I do this?" She's like, "Nope." Okay, you got it, Mom. So, anyways. But yeah, I wanted to share that. Let's see, is there anything else I wanted to share? Gotta think again for a second. Tell me that discipline of play. Just tell me to love. Oh, what else? What was I talking about? Dang it. Jesus has me pretty. Jesus has me pretty forgetful too, which is wonderful because you get in the now and the present. That's kind of what happens, at least for me. It just flows out and then it goes away and then it comes back. So I can't remember what I was going to say, but maybe I'll make a second video if I remember. But I think that's pretty much it because it's like shutting down. It's like, okay, nothing else to say. So I'll let you go. It's like 20 minutes almost, 18 minutes, 48 seconds. Appreciate you, brother. Love what you're doing. My heart goes out to you. I care about you in Christ. You have the Christ inside. You got your Jesus inside you. I got my Jesus inside of me. And let's see where our Jesus take us as far as any type of friendship or whatever. But either way, I appreciate your videos. Keep posting them. I actually sent it over to my brother. That last video you sent is beautiful. My brother's not really a Jesus guy. He's a humanist, so we have great conversations though, and we both feel the love and understand. We both are speaking the same language. I'm just more on the religion side, more on the Jesus Christian side, but it's like actual real Jesus, and not some sort of like dogmatic, like if you don't follow it this way you're going to hell and burning forever and ever, some nonsense like that. So anyways, all right, brother, talk to you later.